Hey YouTubers, this is Old John. I'm going to make a video today on replacing the power cord on a Hoover Windtunnel vacuum. It's the U5720-990, and according to Larry Zuckett, who I use as a source for this video, this should work on the models up to the 5790, so the U5790 versus the U5720, which I'm working on. I will leave a link for Larry's great video on how to do this that I used as a guide. The reason I'm replacing the power cord, this vacuum is quite old. I'll leave an age on the screen here, but the original power cord for some reason has really deteriorated over the years. Now there again, we're talking about a number of years, and you can see several places where the outer covering insulation is deteriorating, and of course this wraps around the back, which is a nice feature. Wraps around here and is stored on the back side of the unit, which is great. But it's I don't know if it's just inferior material or what, but we've had a lot of problems with it, and so as a result I'm going to use another power cord, which is a little heavier maybe, which I don't think should cause a problem. And I took this off of a filter queen, an old filter queen. I'll leave a link here on the screen so you can go to that video if you want to know how to take the power cord off of the filter queen. So anyway, so that's what we're going to do here. I think this probably is longer also, so it'll be interesting to see how my wife deals with that, whether it'll be too long, and I may have to shorten it, but we'll see. Okay, the first step is to remove this filter and unit where the dust goes to. Set that aside. Then remove the cover over the tools, and you have to pull away from the left to get this off. Okay, I actually pushed on the right side and got it to disengage. It just has two little tabs on the end that fit in these little holes. Right here. Okay, now then there are two screws right here that we remove, and they're just a small Phillips. So I'm just using a Phillips power screwdriver here to remove them. About an inch long. Pretty big thread on them because they're going into plastic. So set those aside. Okay, then we rotate the unit around. And we're going to take the handle off next, and it's held on by 4 screws, similar heads on them, for a Phillips. Okay, then the handle pulls straight out. Place that aside. Lay the screws, the 4 screws that came out with it, so you don't get confused. Okay, so now we have 3 more screws to remove. 2 here. These are fairly long. And then 1 here. And this will release the front cover so we can get to the wire. The wire obviously is coming through here. We'll take this grommet off and work on the other side as soon as we remove these screws. Okay, I had to, since these are in fairly deep into the plastic, I had to tilt the machine toward me to get them to come out. Here are the 2 right below the carry handle label there. They're very long. Threads mainly on the end. 2 of those. And then the one here was a short one. Okay, so now we're ready to rotate the unit back again. Okay, now we take off this tool cover. Okay, this slides out, so we can set that aside. And then we lift up on the tool tray, and it's kind of hinged at the top, and then just pull it down. It's kind of hinged at the top, so just pull it down. It has 2 little tabs that go in, 2 slots. Okay, and that exposes the wiring. Okay, the main wiring cord is coming in here, and it actually wraps around this cylinder here and then goes around the top and then over. And this is so critical apparently that they actually have a little drawing of it embedded in the plastic. And then the wires are tucked down in here. So the power coming in is purple from the outlet, from the power cord, and ties into another purple wire which goes up to here. And then the white connects with the white here, which barely comes into the unit. So there's really not enough room to take this off and put the wire on. So what Larry did, and I will do also, is cut the wires here and then make a new connection. Okay, like Larry, my unit here
has problems with this wire here. It doesn't come out far enough so you can put another wire tie there. So I'm going to do as he did, and leave this wire tie on and cut this purple wire here, which I'm going to tie in with my black wire, and then cut the white here. So we'll cut the white wire and the purple wire, and I'm just using side cutters. So now we'll turn the unit around again, or we'll turn it 90 degrees, and now we want to take the wire out. So first, before we do that though, let's remember that when we put the new wire in, it's going to go under and around, and then go back in this slot here. Like so. So let's unwind it. And there again, if we forget how this is in here, we can look at this video or look at the little diagram. Okay, so we want to pull this grommet up. Okay, so, and then pull the wire through it. Okay, I've taken the new wire, it's not really new, but the replacement wire, and threaded it through the grommet. And we'll slide it in. Well, we better get it attached, I guess, first. Better get it attached first before we put it in. Or it doesn't matter. Turning back around. Okay, we're going to come in. Doing this with one hand, so okay, I've pulled the wire through. Make sure you have enough length. I probably have it a little too far in, but we'll try it. And of course, you come in, go around the bottom, go up around the top, and then come over the front of that, and then put it in this little groove here that holds it. And then we're going to come over, and I'm going to strip the end of this white wire, 1/2 inch or so, and put the wire tie there. Strip the end of this purple, put the wire tie there, and we should be able to power it up. Okay, I was able to strip off the wire approximately 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch in length on both the black and the purple. And I used an electrician's tool here and stripped it on 16 wire gauge. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a knife, literally sharp blade, and just make sure you just cut in enough and don't cut the wire itself. So then we want to prepare the ends of the wires, twist them together clockwise. And now we're ready to connect the purple and the black together. I'll just hold them together here and then screw the wire cap on, and then we'll attach the 2 white wires, and then we'll try the power. Okay, I have the 2 wire ties on. I've got the black and the purple together and the 2 whites together. So now I'm going to plug it in and see if it works before I put it all back together. So here's our new plug. And I have the switch in the on position, which you shouldn't do, but it obviously started right up. Let's try it again with the switch in the off position. Okay, let's plug it in, and I got the switch in the off position. Let's turn it on. And voila, it works, and I don't see any sparks or anything. Make sure your wires are totally inside of these wire ties. You don't want any wires showing, so make sure you don't trim the wires too long. So now we're ready to put it back together. We're going to push the wires back in here out of the way, but first let's unplug the power cord. And we'll put it back together now. There's a little slot here you can push the wires into. I think that'll work. And now let's put on the tool rack. And now we'll put on this bottom piece. Okay, so I got that on, and it's kind of loose, and that's because we need to put the screws back in. They go right here, these screws. Okay, make sure you put those in, because I tried to put the piece that goes underneath in without putting those screws in, and it won't work. So now we're ready to put this in. Okay, I got that in. It's a little tricky. You need to make sure this circular piece here goes into a groove at the top, and then it slides right in. So now we'll turn it around. And we want to put in these long brass screws. Okay, slide the grommet down in. 2, don't forget that. Okay, so now we're ready to put in this last screw, the little one. Okay, that's snug. Now we're ready to put the handle on. There's little grooves there that slides into. Like so. Put the 4 screws in. There's all 4 screws in. Turn it back around. Put the tools back in. Tool cover on. Put the dirt and filter holder in. Okay, so there was room to wind up all the cord, and this has a nice little catch on it. So there we are. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. My YouTube channel is Harrison4803. I have a lot of videos like this, do it yourself, from working on computers to a John Deere tractor to weed eaters, snowblowers, do some electrical wiring, hooking up a generator, putting in solar panels. I have a bunch of playlists where I tried to segregate all the different videos. So if you're interested, subscribe. Otherwise, this is Old John signing off.